What's up guys, this is Grant, the founder of KartFab.com, and this video is going to be of myself and my nephew building up this mini bike, getting the seat done, engine on, welding, the whole 9 yards. So it's basically a Predator 212 engine swap, and we're putting it on this little Motovox MBX10 mini bike, and we're putting on a 10-tooth clutch, brand new axle sprockets. We're swapping out the brake pads, putting on an engine mount, redoing the throttle. And if you want to get all the parts here, or if you're thinking about restoring your mini bike, check out the links in the description. They're pretty helpful, and they'll take you to an article on my website that has the links to all of the parts that I used to upgrade this mini bike. So let's go check it out. Didn't look at the mini bike yet, did you? Alright. Right there. It needs a little work. What do you think?
It's awesome.
Yeah, so we need to get to work. So this is the front tire. It's kind of worn out. So we're tossing this one. We decided to go ahead and take the front tire off of my mini bike, and we're going to put it on his. So we pulled it off of the rim here. We just put it here on the rim, and we're going to go ahead and fill it up with air. Okay.
Yeah, like 11 pounds.
Okay, check it.
10.
Alright, put the cap on it. We're set. What you doing, Colin?
Taking off the handlebars so I can get the front forks off so we can bend them back into shape.
Front forks are pretty bent, so we're just going to try and bang it out with a hammer and see what happens. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it used to be, so we're going to call that good enough.
Struggle is real.
Okay, don't forget to put Loctite on it. So this is probably a 72 tooth sprocket, 35 chain on the rear, and they have a lot of issues with the chain derailing, coming off, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and replace it with a different sprocket. It's for 420 chain, which is a lot stronger, but it's also bigger. So instead of 72 in the front, it'll probably be 50. However, the clutch, instead of being a 12 tooth, will be a 10 tooth. So it's better overall just to put a 420 chain on there. So if you have to replace your clutch or sprocket or chain or anything, it's probably just best to replace everything and go with 420 chain. Smack it. See? Okay, it's time to start reaching into the box of Go Power Sports parts. All the links are in the description for this, but this is basically a snowblower tire. Gives it a lot of traction in the dirt, and we're going to be using this for dirt racing, so that's what this tire is for. There you go. Also, this is the sprocket that we're going to put on there. 50 tooth right here. Really good, high quality premium chain that we're going to put on there as well. So we got some dish soap and water mixture in here. What we do here is we just put a little bit of it on the bead, on the inside and the outside portion of the bead. What that'll do is that'll allow the tire to slip onto the rim without damaging the bead, because you want the bead to seal right up against the tire. or right up against the rim, sorry. So if it catches on the rim or something like that, it could nick it and then you got a leak. So lubricating it will help. And it's not slippery after it dries, so make sure you lube it up and put the tire right on. Alright, so you're going to want to have a friend hold on to this or put a pair of vice grips right here. You want to get it down where the rim is narrow. Otherwise you could damage your tire. That wasn't too hard, right? Okay, time to blow this one up. Ready? So what we're using here is a 4-way tool. It's what you use to remove valves, valve stems, replace valve stems, remount the threads on the valve stem, all kinds of stuff. So also got a link in the description for this as well. So I could film you putting that on there, but then I'll have to film you pulling it off. Like you did pay attention to what I was saying, right? When I was filming this, and I was like, oh, look at this other sprocket we got over here.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Alright, so with these brakes, I just had some laying around from another project. Just gonna take the pads out of it, these fresh pads out. As you can see, you know, there has been quite a bit of wear. So we're just gonna go ahead and swap these ones out. Got it?
Yeah.
So we're getting the handlebars back on, and the grips are just garbage grips. All sticky and nasty. I don't even know why you're touching them. That's disgusting. But anyway, you're going to unscrew the twist grip there rather than pulling that grip off. You're just going to unscrew it, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so we're mocking the engine up here. We want to make sure that the air cleaner will clear this portion of the frame as well as the valve cover breather. So what we've done is we have this engine mounting plate. We got the link in the description for that as well. And what that does is it'll raise it up so it won't contact the frame here. So it raises it up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then it allows the front of the engine to clear this tubing here for the foot pegs, okay? So we can slide it forward more if we need to. So how adjusting the chain works is some bikes, they have the rear wheel adjustable backwards. This one has a rear wheel that's fixed, so the engine sliding forward and backward, so it tensions the chain. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop off a little bit of this plate here and then line the engine up and then weld the plate into place. Alright, so we got this straight edge here. We put it on the axle sprocket to line it up with the clutch sprocket, and then we went ahead and tack welded in 4 places here. We got 1, 2, 3, and then 4's on the other side. So once we got it all tacked into place, we're going to put the chain on it, and then we're going to actually be able to slide the engine forward a little bit because it's adjusted all the way back right now. When it's adjusted all the way back, the air cleaner, the high flow air filter adapter, barely clears the frame right there. So we'll have plenty of room to move it this way forward once we get the chain on there and adjust it for chain tension. Now we're getting the chain. Ooh, that's some fancy chain. so we got the chain on there and we got it tensioned right up. We slid the engine forward just a tiny bit. I put the master link, for those of you that were wondering about the master link, there isn't a lot of clearance right here on this side of the clutch, so that's why I put the part that pokes out on the engine side. So you've also got the air filter adapter that does clear the frame. There's plenty of room there now. So I think it's all going to line up and work out really well. We just got to get the bolt on here for the clutch and work on the exhaust and whatnot. Okay, get a hammer, please. Okay, we need to oil the clutch. So we've got an exhaust flange here bolted to the exhaust port, and we've got this weld-on piece of exhaust here. And what we're going to do is we're going to chop a small section off to get it to fit just right. Okay, so what we did is we ground off a little bit of the weld here, and on the other side we ground off another section of the weld right there, so the nuts will be able to thread on without running into the weld. I'm going to ground out the exhaust where it met the flange, just so it doesn't have a sharp 90-degree angle from the exhaust pipe, so it'll help the exhaust gases flow just a little more freely. Nothing too fancy, but you know, every little bit helps. Brake and throttle cables, we're going to need brake lever, and then we're going to need throttle, and then the dummy throttle. Put the dummy grip on. It'll just slide right on because you put dish soap on it. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, as always, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a ton. If you want to see more builds like this, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll see a lot of the other builds that I've got coming up. As you know, sometimes builds are a little bit of a work in progress, and this thing is really, really loud, okay? So I went ahead and bought a Honda Grom muffler, which seems huge compared to this little mini bike. I thought it was gonna be a lot smaller, but it turns out it'll actually fit in this mini bike, so that'll be coming up. As you can see here, this is just a taste of what I've got coming up next. Gold piping and carbon fiber vinyl, or carbon fiber look to it. I'm gonna put a flathead engine on it and a race clutch. So that's gonna be the build that I originally started on. And then for my Predator Stage 4 build, right behind me, I've got a Carter Brothers Shortster. I'm going to be building up that engine and putting it on the Carter Brothers Shortster mini bike. So all that's coming up. Thanks guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, bye.